Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, black smoke rises from the conclave. President Trump promising a big trade deal this morning, and another incredible comeback. Breaking news, black smoke rises over the Sistine Chapel. The 133 cardinals cut off from the outside world, signaling they've not agreed on a new pope yet, as tens of thousands of faithful fill St. Peter's Square. The new clues on the sacred and ancient ritual. What's going on behind closed doors? We're there live.
Major trade deal. The president promising a new agreement with the UK this morning. What's in it? As the Fed warns the president's tariffs could drive up inflation and unemployment. And could certain products be exempt?
The Treasury Secretary just told lawmakers that a tariff exemption for certain baby items like car seats is under consideration. Will you exempt some products that families rely upon?
Fighter jet overboard. New details this morning about what went wrong, causing that $70 million plane to fall into the sea during a nighttime tailhook landing.
New twist in the Idaho student murders case. What the judge just ruled about the suspect's family during the trial, how it could affect the case.
We hear from the Pirates fan, the 20-year-old who fell from the bleachers and onto the warning track, what he's now saying from the hospital about his recovery. And he has already taken his first steps.
Charged. The man accused of ramming Jennifer Aniston's gate in court this morning. What authorities are accusing him of.
Wild ride. Our reality check on car prices, which ones could go up, how to drive down how much you spend, and why going old school could help you save. Buckle up.
Are you kidding me? Back-to-back comebacks.
Oh, the ball knocked away! Another great defensive play for the Knicks! They've got it! They've won it!
The big win sending New York fans into a frenzy.
Live from Times Square, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Come on a minute, you turned away from the game for a moment there when they were down.
Getting a massage.
Yeah, we're getting okay, but they came back strong, just like you did, Michael. We're going to begin at the Vatican, though. The world watching as black smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel's chimney once again this morning, indicating the cardinals have not yet decided on who the new pope will be.
They're on a lunch break right now. We're going to be watching that chimney for you all day as the conclave goes on. News can break at any moment. As soon as we see the white smoke, ABC will take you straight to Rome.
Our team is standing by. So are the thousands of people filling St. Peter's Square in anticipation. Chief International Correspondent James Longman starts us off in Vatican City. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. A lot of excitement here as earlier today we had more smoke from the Sistine Chapel. Black, meaning no decision yet, but with every vote, the closer we get to a new pope. Just moments ago, more black smoke from the Sistine Chapel. Audible gasps as the smoke billowed out, the crowds rushing forward with their cameras up in the air to catch this piece of history. It's the second time we've seen that black smoke. 3 votes have now taken place, 1 last night and 2 this morning, which means no cardinal has yet reached the 2/3 majority to become pope.
The crowds are building here in St. Peter's Square. This is a piece of theatre. The actors are silent, but everyone wants to be here to see the drama.
Our Maggie Rulli is in the crowd.
The most important office in the world is about to be filled. The most consequential man in the world is about to be revealed to us. And yeah, and it's as important as it is. And so, of course, it's a very charged, emotional thing to experience, to be here for. And I'm blessed to be able to be here.
The 133 electors have now been cut off from the outside world for nearly 24 hours. And in the vote, each of them writes a name on a rectangular ballot printed with the Latin words, "I elect as Supreme Pontiff." They're even careful to change their handwriting so as not to be identified. Then they walk their folded ballot one at a time to the altar, where they kneel for a short prayer and submit their vote to be counted. Every morning, the cardinals elect groups of their peers to manage the vote. 3 scrutineers check the ballot before 3 revisers double-check it and then attach it to a piece of thread. After 2 rounds of voting and the results are read out, the ballots are burned.
Buongiorno a tutti.
New York Cardinal Timothy Dolan posting this video just before the conclave began, and he had to give up his phone.
Folks, I won't be able to talk to you until you see the white smoke. I look forward to doing that. Keep us in your prayers.
With those doors closing yesterday, the only communication we'll get is that smoke. Black for now, white sometime soon. These 133 men keeping the whole world waiting. So, Michael, we've now had 3 rounds of voting, 1 last night and 2 this morning. Remember, they burn the ballots after every 2 rounds of voting. Francis was elected after 5 ballots, so we're kind of in the zone now.
And James, can you tell us what's happening right now?
Right now, the Cardinals have come back from their lunch and a brief siesta, a pause, a rest, and they're back in the Sistine Chapel where they're preparing to vote again. But they now know who among them has more votes, is slowly gaining traction. What must it be like for these individuals as they see perhaps that crucial number, 89 votes, getting closer? Do they want to be Pope? What have they been saying to their colleagues when they broke for lunch? It's also fascinating. This is a crucial time. We will have a Pope very soon. Michael?
Yeah, we have to wait and see. You're a little bit closer to the action than we are, James, but thank you so much for that. Robin?
Okay, Michael. People from all over the world have gathered there in St. Peter's Square, hoping to see the white smoke, signaling the Cardinals have elected a new pope. Maggie Rulli is there with the faithful in St. Peter's Square. Good morning to you, Maggie.
Hey, Robin, good morning. Yeah, when we're waiting for that smoke, Robin, we are shoulder to shoulder with tens of thousands of people. And I want to show you, every single inch of this square is just jam-packed with people. And all of their eyes are trained right there to the sky behind me, waiting to see that smoke billowing up into the sky. And when that happens, there's this collective moment of a gasp. Is it black or is it white? So many people I've met have said they are going to be here every morning, every evening until that smoke is white. And guys, when that happens, we expect this entire square to fill to capacity. That's 250,000 people. Robin, so many of the people we're meeting are Americans. We have people in American flags. We've met people that say they're from Florida and Connecticut, young Americans here with their parents, older ones. One couple that's been here to 3 conclaves. One man described to me perfectly, Robin. He called this like the Super Bowl, right? The emotions of anticipation and nerves and excitement. It's all on the line. But whether you're a sports fan or not, whether you're a Catholic or not, this is a moment of history, guys.
You are sharing that excitement. We can feel it from you. All right, Maggie, thank you. And stay with ABC News for complete coverage of the conclave.
Okay, Robin, we're going to get the latest now on President Trump's trade war. The chairman of the Federal Reserve warned that Trump's tariffs could lead to higher prices and unemployment as the president and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer tout a trade deal announcement coming today. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce tracking it all. Good morning, Mary.
Hey, George, good morning. Well, the president is teasing a, quote, very big and exciting day ahead as he gets ready to unveil his first trade deal since hitting the brakes on most of his staggering tariffs. We are now 4 weeks into his 90-day pause, but with dozens of countries still in negotiations, the Fed chair is warning of stark consequences if the president's trade war continues. This morning, President Trump set to announce a new trade agreement with the UK, the first agreement since the president imposed and then paused sweeping tariffs on dozens of trading partners last month. The details of the deal remain unclear.
As you know, talks with the US have been ongoing, and you'll hear more from me about that later today. But make no mistake, I will always act in our national interest.
It comes as the Federal Reserve chairman delivered a sobering warning to Americans of what's to come if Trump's trade war drags on.
If the large increases in tariffs that have been announced are sustained, they're likely to generate a rise in inflation, a slowdown in economic growth, and an increase in unemployment.
There are signs of potential progress. Beijing is now showing a willingness to at least talk. Chinese and U.S. officials set to meet this weekend in Switzerland. But the president is already shutting down China's central demand to negotiate. As China says, in order to have substantive negotiations, you have to bring down your 145% tariffs. Are you open to pulling back your tariffs in order to get China to the negotiating table?
No.
On Capitol Hill, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent pressed about whether the administration will take steps to ease the burden on young American families. More than 70% of baby products like car seats and strollers are manufactured in China. By one estimate, they could see prices rise by 30%.
Yes or no? Do you support an exemption to tariffs on items that parents need to care for their babies?
It is under consideration.
I asked the president, but he was reluctant. The Treasury Secretary just told lawmakers that a tariff exemption for certain baby items like car seats is under consideration. Will you exempt some products that families rely on?
I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't know. I really don't. I want to make it nice and simple. I'm not looking to have so many exemptions.
Now, the president certainly has not been shy in expressing his hope that the Fed chair would lower interest rates. But yesterday he announced that he is holding steady for now, continuing that wait-and-see approach. Robin.
Yes, he is. All right, Mary, our thanks to you. We're going to move on now to a Tennessee jury acquitting 3 former Memphis police officers in the fatal 2023 beating of Tyre Nichols, a case that sparked nationwide protests. Our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, has more for us. Good morning, Pierre.
Robin, good morning. Today, the families of those police officers are breathing a sigh of relief, but the Nichols family is devastated, calling the verdict an injustice.
This morning, 3 of the 5 former Memphis police officers charged in the death of Tyre Nichols acquitted by a state jury in a unanimous decision.
Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty.
The jury deliberating for 8.5 hours over 2 days. The defendants, Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith, seen crying and hugging their attorneys and family after the verdict was read.
Was I surprised that there wasn't a single guilty verdict on any of the counts or any of the lesser included offenses, given the overwhelming evidence that I think that we presented? Yes, I was surprised. Do I have an explanation for it? No.
But the jury apparently bought the defense argument that the 3 former officers specifically did not deliver the kind of blows that would have killed Nichols, whose beating was caught on their body cameras. Those 3 former officers still awaiting sentencing for federal charges they were convicted of last year. Nichols was 29 years old in 2023, mercilessly beaten by those 5 officers after he fled a traffic stop. During the pummeling, he called out for his mother. 2 other officers pled guilty to state and federal charges for their role in his death.
Though the 3 officers were acquitted on the state charges, they faced decades in prison when sentenced under federal convictions. Later today, the family will hold a rally in Memphis. Michael?
All right, Pierre, thank you so much for that. We're going to turn now to Chief Justice John Roberts. He made a rare on-camera appearance criticizing President Trump's call for a judge to be impeached and defending the Supreme Court overturning decisions like Roe versus Wade. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, has the latest for us. Good morning, Rachel.
Michael, good morning to you. And we don't often see the Chief Justice speak out publicly, and certainly not on political matters. But in his hometown of Buffalo, Chief Justice John Roberts weighing in on the court and the president's attacks on the judicial system.
Overnight, Chief Justice John Roberts making a rare public appearance, stressing the importance of an independent judiciary.
Its job is to obviously decide cases, but in the course of that, check the excesses of Congress or of the executive, and that does require a degree of independence.
Roberts did not mention President Trump by name, but when asked about calls by the president and his allies to impeach judges, he delivered this rebuke.
What do you think of these calls for impeachment of judges based on the decisions that they've made?
Well, I've already spoken to that, and impeachment is not how you register disagreement with decisions.
Shortly after President Trump attacked a federal judge who ordered 2 planes deporting Venezuelan migrants to turn around, Roberts released a statement saying, quote, "For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose." The Trump administration is involved in several high-stakes court battles, from immigration and deportations to mass firings to transgender individuals' ability to serve in the military, including a number of cases that have landed in front of the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice also defending the court's record of overturning several major decisions, including Roe versus Wade that rolled back abortion protections.
Now, we take fewer cases now than they did before, but the number of important ones that would be subject to overruling are the same. So a lot of people talk as if we're overruling a lot more. It's the lowest it's been since the 50s. And some cases should be.
And on those high-stakes court battles, next week, the Supreme Court expected to hear oral arguments in 3 cases challenging the president's executive order to limit and end birthright citizenship. George.
Okay, Rachel, thanks. We're going to get the latest now in the travel chaos at Newark Airport as the FAA announces fixes for the aging air traffic control system, and Real ID has its second day. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez has the story. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, George, good morning. Yeah, the CEO of United is now speaking out about all those cancellations at Newark. Scott Kirby writing in a letter to employees that all the flights in and out of Newark are absolutely safe. When there are those FAA issues, you have technology outages, staffing shortages, etc. The FAA requires all airlines to slow down aircraft and or cancel flights to maintain the highest levels of safety. Now, the FAA also now saying it is taking immediate steps at Newark by accelerating technological and logistical improvements and increasing air traffic controlling staffing. But this agency didn't say when that would happen. So we now know that 156,000 passengers have had their flights delayed since that outage happened. Nearly 11,000 have had to land at other airports. It's also not the first outage. It happened at least 5 other times just last year.
How's the second day of Real ID going?
Honestly, George, pretty smooth. And that's because they are still allowing a lot of these people without the Real ID to travel anyway. They're just going through extra screening. It's taking a few more minutes. Not that bad. But a reminder here, everyone will eventually have to get that Real ID. So get on that.
Or your passport.
That's right.
Thank you, Gio. Michael?
Okay, now to the NBA playoffs. Well, everybody's a little happier this morning here in New York because it was another thrilling game between the Knicks and Celtics that came down to the last play. Will Reeve is here with the action. Take it away, Will.
Good morning. Great morning, in fact, Michael. It's deja vu that feels like a fever dream for Knicks fans. So here's the recap. Game 1 on Monday featured a 20-point Knicks comeback, the Celtics not being able to make any shots, and Mikal Bridges with a game-winning stop on the far side of the court on your television screen. Well, do not adjust those televisions or any other devices because the same thing happened again last night in Game 2. Here we go. The Knicks were down 20 points with about 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. That's late in the game. But then the Celtics couldn't buy a bucket and the Knicks couldn't miss, and they come all the way back. So we go to just seconds remaining. Jalen Brunson nails his second free throw. The Knicks are now up 1. The Celtics do not call timeout. So they're going to try to make a game-winning shot. There's Jason Tatum, the superstar. He's going for it. There's Mikal Bridges again with the game-winning block, right, Robin? The Knicks win by 1.
Robin does in the living room on the couch.
They're up 2-0 in the series against the defending champs. MSG Saturday, 3:30. We'll be there. Meanwhile, the best team in the league, Oklahoma City, they scored 87 points in the first half. That's a playoff record without the Nuggets.
That's great. You mean I wasn't at home on my couch from
No,
that's what you were acting like.
That was some insight right there into how you were cheering.
All right.
Love that.
Look at that smile on Will Reeve's face this
And
morning.
Michael's, everybody. New York's happy.
Yeah.
Can't tell us nothing right now.
Yeah, needed some energy in the city. That's great.
Coming up, the man accused of ramming the gate at Jennifer Aniston's home is due in court this morning. We have new details in the case.
Also ahead, Eva Pilgrim is here with key rulings in the Idaho College murders case. Hey, Eva.
Hey, Michael, the judge's latest rulings will have a significant impact on the trial. I'll tell you why he's going to let the suspect's family attend the whole trial, even though they may be called to testify. That's coming up, Robin.
All right, Eva. And new at 7:30, dozens of demonstrators taken into custody after a protest at Columbia University overnight.
Coming up, the baby boom at one hospital as we celebrate National Nurses Week, and Mother's Day is only 3 days away. We'll be right back.
Many have tried Mel, but my swagger cannot be jacked.
Oh my God, Eva, twinsies!
Oh, wow.
I needed this.
Oh my goodness, oh, this is just too good. We have to take a picture. What? You know, I
Back here on GMA, that was a great moment between Janine and Ava on Abbott Elementary. It is Teacher Appreciation Week, and this morning we're going to show you how to shop this show. We have some teachers that are going to show us how to get the classy looks worn by Barbara, Melissa, Janine, and Ava for less. That's coming up.
First, new at 7:30, about 80 people were taken into police custody after a pro-Palestinian protest at a library on Columbia University's campus. The university called in the NYPD for help after the students refused to identify themselves or leave the building. The police say charges are pending. There will be limited access to campus this morning. Also, new details about what went wrong after another $70 million Navy fighter jet sank to the bottom of the Red Sea. We now know the plane was attempting a nighttime tailhook landing when it went off the side of the ship. The pilot's forced to eject. The Navy says it's investigating the incident.
Plus, take a look at the crack in the support pillar that prompted the evacuation of a 12-story Florida condominium on Tuesday. About 60 people were forced from their homes. Construction workers are working to stabilize the building. And finally, with Mother's Day just around the corner, National Nurses Week in full swing, one hospital is experiencing a major baby boom. St. Vincent Hospital in Green Bay has announced that 14 of the nurses in their Women and Infant Center are expecting. So we send a huge congrats to all of these moms to be.
That is something. 14?
14 kids on the way. And we're going to turn now to two big rulings in the Idaho College murders case, including the judge allowing the accused killer's family to attend the trial, even though they could be called to testify. Eva Pilgrim is here with the latest on that. Good morning again, Eva.
Good morning, Michael. Kohberger's trial is expected to start in August. Both sides preparing for this to last a few months, and now we know more about what to expect.
This morning, a new ruling in the Idaho College murder case. The judge now saying accused killer Brian Kohberger's family, his parents and two sisters, will be allowed in the court for the whole trial, even though some of them may be called as witnesses.
It's not unusual for the family members of a defendant to be in court during the testimony in a trial. However, if a family member is a potential witness, there are often workarounds to make sure that their testimony is not tailored based on what they heard from other witnesses.
The former criminology PhD student charged in the 2022 stabbing deaths of Kaylee Consalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. A not guilty plea has been entered on his behalf. He was arrested after a more than 6-week manhunt at his family home in Pennsylvania. This after driving cross country with his father, police pulling them over during the trip, the moment captured on body cam.
Good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could.
Prosecutors also saying the suspect purchased a K-bar knife and sheath similar to this image through his Amazon account. His defense claiming anyone from his family could have accessed that account. The prosecution asked for Kohberger's family to be kept from the courtroom until after their testimony over concerns other witnesses could affect what they say on the stand. But the judge ruling that since their prior interviews were recorded, that will protect against any attempt by the family members to mold their testimony based on how others testify.
The judge also setting the parameters for the psych evaluation that needs to happen in the next 7 to 10 days. Those results won't be part of the trial, but could come into play if he is convicted in the sentencing phase. So lots that still has to happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Eva. We're going to turn now to the man accused of crashing his car through the gate at Jennifer Aniston's house. He's due in court this morning. Trevor Ault is in Los Angeles with the latest on that. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George, and we've learned some disturbing new details in this case as the LA County District Attorney's now charged 48-year-old Jimmy Carwile with felony stalking and felony vandalism for allegedly ramming his car into the gate of Jennifer Aniston's Bel Air home. The DA alleges this was the end result of a pattern of stalking behavior. We'd already seen dozens of concerning social media posts that Carwile had made about Aniston going back more than a year. He's also now accused of directly sending her social media messages and emails and voicemails over that time. Officials say on Monday he intentionally rammed into Aniston's front gate, doing substantial damage. He was detained by the Star's security team until police arrived, and Aniston was home as all this played out. Carwile is now expected in court for his arraignment later today. If he's convicted, he could face 3 years in prison, guys.
All right, Trevor, thanks to you for your reporting on this. Now, the warning from Yellowstone National Park urging people to keep away from large animals after a Florida man was gored by a bison, the first reported incident of the year. Rhiannon Alley is here with that story for us. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Hey, good morning to you, Robin. Yeah, Yellowstone just opened about 2 weeks ago ahead of the very busy summer travel season. And already tourists are learning the consequences of not respecting the park's wildlife. It's a scene that is becoming all too common. People getting too close to wildlife with severe consequences.
Hey, you guys need to back up!
Now an urgent warning from Yellowstone National Park after a visitor was gored by a bison this week. Authorities say the 47-year-old man who was visiting from Florida suffered only minor injuries.
To escape any kind of confrontation with a bison with just minor injuries is extremely lucky. A bison is quite capable of killing people.
It's not the first time tourists have gotten into close calls with bison at Yellowstone.
Oh my God.
In 2023, this woman falling to the ground after trying to touch a wild bison. Bison attacks can cause serious injuries. In 2022, this woman spent 6 days in the hospital after a bison gored her in Texas.
He rammed my back and flipped me face first into the mesquite bush.
Authorities suggest staying at least 25 yards from bison and other large wild animals.
Big males can get over 1,000 pounds, and they are incredibly quick. And they can get over 25, 30 miles an hour easily, outrun a human being.
And the park says bison have injured more people in Yellowstone than any other animal, but they typically are not aggressive unless they feel threatened. They stress these rules, guys, are to protect both the wildlife and, of course, the people visiting as well. They're 3 times faster than humans, so they're faster than they look.
I don't know why people just have to get that selfie. They just think that is so important. I know.
Rule number 1, common sense.
Common sense. You're right about that.
No sense in getting hurt trying to get a selfie. I agree with you on that.
The reality check on tariffs and car prices in a new memo obtained by ABC News. Ford saying to dealers that prices will go up on some models. Ford telling us its discounted pricing plan will remain in place through July 4th weekend. Becky Worley joins us now to break it all down. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning, Robin, and buckle up, car buyers. Almost all car manufacturers will see added costs, from parts to aluminum and steel, or direct tariffs, 25% on cars manufactured outside the U.S. But for those not directly tariffed, the cars that aren't going to be hit, it's a marketing opportunity, like this ad for Nissan highlighting cars they say will not be tariffed.
We wanted to remind drivers that many cars in our award-winning lineup are unaffected. That means our best-selling Road, Frontier, Pathfinder are all free from new tariffs. From our U.S. factories to your driveway.
And experts say most of the inventory on the lots right now came in before the tariffs. So, Robin, if you are ready to buy, now's the time.
Yeah, it really is.
And Becky, how do we know which cars could get more expensive?
Well, it's not as simple as you'd think. There's a website, caredge.com, that lets you see if tariffs are hitting specific cars. Some of the best-selling cars are going to see price increases from tariffs. The Toyota RAV4, the Ford Maverick light-duty truck, those are 2 that will get hit. On the other side, with no increases, the Ford F-150, the Kia Sorento, Nissan Altima, Jeep Grand Cherokee. And let's talk about used cars. They've seen a 4.3% price increase from last year. Beyond tariffs, there are very few new cars out there that sell for under $30K. So people on a budget are looking at used car, and that's driven up the demand.
So, Becky, you're saying now is the time to buy. What other tips do you have?
Well, you know, if you can wait, maybe interest rates could decrease later this year, or maybe the tariffs are reversed. Could you do some basic maintenance on your old car to keep it on the road another 6 or 12 months? Consider less popular cars. CarEdge.com says brands like Jeep, Nissan, and Dodge have the most inventory to sell, but for popular brands like Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Subaru, those are going to be harder to find a deal. And finally, go old school. Phone calls. That's how we got a good deal on the car we just bought for my daughter. I was researching all online, and then in a fit of desperation called the dealers. And one eager sales guy told me, hey, I think we have that exact make and model you want coming in tomorrow. Well, we showed up 10 a.m. ready to buy. That's how we got the deal.
Lucky daughter. Yeah, good for you.
Thank you,
Glad
Becky.
it worked out. Ooh, you know that too. Let's play the day, where the category is GMA anchors on Jeopardy. And the answer, who is Lara Spencer?
Yeah.
Lara, you were part of a clue on Jeopardy
One
Masters
never knows.
last night.
I know.
You want to take a look? Want to
Yes,
see?
please.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
All right.
Unabbreviate me 200.
Wake up to Lara Spencer, GMA. Isaac.
What is Good Morning America?
That's the show.
He didn't even hesitate, Isaac.
I love it.
He was quick with the
I
buzzer.
love it. And my mom's so happy because he said my name properly. After all these years.
He said it right.
So did your phone blow up around 7:30 last night?
I've never been cooler to my mom's set. She was so excited. I have finally arrived.
You're up on the blue board like that.
I know. It's really an honor. Thank you to Jeopardy, and thank you to that man who got it right.
I know. Now he's in the quarterfinals. He won that round,
Let's
and he's
go.
on now. I think he's now like in 3rd place, but it's continuing. Jeopardy Masters.
Hopefully, I'm his good luck charm.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
I like that I was only worth 200.
You're priceless. Priceless,
everybody,
baby.
you can watch all the action on Jeopardy Masters. It continues. The knockout rounds happen next week. Episodes airing every Wednesday, 9 p.m. right here on ABC, streaming the next day on Hulu. Who will be next? We'll find out.
Oh, thank you, Lara. Coming up. Oh, mom bosses are in the house. Deals and Steals celebrating businesses run by mothers. with bargains on home and beauty starting at just $10. Mother's Day just right around the corner. Come on back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Breaking news. Black smoke rises over the Sistine Chapel. 133 cardinals who are voting to elect the next pope cut off from the outside world. As tens of thousands of the faithful fill St. Peter's Square, waiting to see that white smoke. We're there live.
Is work-life balance possible? And whose responsibility is it?
Work-life balance is your problem. Like, that's yours to figure out.
What she considers a red flag in a job interview. Also had our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, is here breaking down the latest numbers showing a really troubling rise in strokes among young people. You'll hear from two young women, both in their early 20s.
Yeah, that was a surprising
Really
story.
was.
First, a look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with the papal conclave. It's happening right now. Cardinals could vote for as many as 4 times in a day. That means news could break at any moment. And as soon as we see that white smoke, ABC will take you straight to Rome Live. Our team is standing by there, and we're going to start out here with Chief International Correspondent James Longman at the Vatican. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, George. There was a lot of excitement here earlier on when we had more smoke from the Sistine Chapel. Black, again, means they haven't yet made a decision, but it does now mean we've had 3 votes, 1 last night and 2 this morning. We are getting closer to that important decision on the election of a new pope. 133 electors have now been locked away in the Sistine Chapel for very close to 24 hours. When they vote, they write the name of the person they want on a piece of rectangular ballot paper. It has the words "I elect as Supreme Pontiff" pre-printed on it in Latin. They fold it, they walk up to the altar very slowly, they kneel in prayer, and then they submit their ballot. Now, from among the cardinals, they have chosen people among them to manage the election. So you have 3 what they're calling scrutineers who take the ballot and read, 3 revisers who check the work of the scrutineers, and then they place this ballot on a thread. That then gets counted, the results are given to the group of men, and then they're burned, and that is the smoke we see. So right now, the cardinals are back inside the Sistine Chapel. They have started voting yet again. We're waiting for that smoke signal. Black will mean that they have not yet made a decision. White is what we're all waiting for, and the election of a new pope.
And we're going to turn now to the protests at Columbia overnight. About 80 people were taken into police custody. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, has the latest for us. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. It was chaotic at Columbia for several hours after pro-Palestinian demonstrators tried to revive the kind of protest that engulfed the campus this time last year. The demonstrators, many in masks and headscarves, took over the ornate Butler Library during finals week. Acting Columbia President Claire Shipman said the building was defaced and damaged in disturbing ways and with disturbing slogans. 80 people are now in custody this morning. Most of them are believed to be unaffiliated with the university. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said overnight the State Department would review the visa status of all involved. Columbia authorized the NYPD to come in and clear the library. Shipman said it was necessary to safeguard the community after 2 university officers were injured. Today, there's restricted access to Columbia, which has come under pressure by the Trump administration to curb these kinds of protests and protect Jewish students. So what happened Wednesday is only going to complicate the school's attempt to restore $400 million in federal research funds that the Trump administration has pulled. Robin.
All right, Aaron, our thanks to you. Now, the 20-year-old Pirates fan who fell from the bleachers and onto the warning track, he is speaking from the hospital about his recovery. Will is backtracking the latest for us. Good morning again.
Hello again, Robin. And by now, that footage of the man falling over 20 feet onto the field at that Pittsburgh Pirates game last month has made the rounds, and it is shocking, and it's left many wondering, how did that happen, and what happened to that man, and who is he? His name is Kavin Markwood. He's a former college football player, and in speaking to Pittsburgh outlet Trib Live, he said he would share more details when he's released from the hospital in about a week. Now, the fact that he is in a position to speak, let alone leave the hospital soon, is something approaching a miracle. The chief medical officer of the hospital told Trib Live partner WTAE that Markwood suffered a brain injury along with injuries to his spine, ribs, and lungs, saying he's off the breathing machine he was on, he's out of intensive care, and that the next step is physical therapy and rehab. Markwood describing his injuries to Trib Live as, quote, broken everything, saying, I'm all right, can't really sleep. When I get home, I'll put ice on it. Markwood's girlfriend's mom wrote on a fundraising page that Markwood, quote, still has a long way to go, but he's showing real strength. It's amazing that he's
It is.
It's incredible.
As well as he is.
Thank you, Will. Coming in our GMA Morning Menu, the CEO of Skims facing backlash over saying that work-life balance is not an employer's responsibility. She calls the question a red flag in a job interview.
Also ahead, do you have a favorite podcast? Well, the host could get an invitation to one of Hollywood's most high-profile parties. Larry has the details in Pop News.
Plus, Lori Bergamotto is celebrating teachers and bringing us some classy styles with a new edition of Shop This Show starring Abbott Elementary's Looks for Less. And Lara, got a special guest?
Robin, Chef Judy Ju knows you're busy. She knows you love good food. She has put it all together with her Korean recipes that you can make at home in less than 30 minutes. We've got them coming up right here on Good Morning America.
We are back with our GMA cover story and questions about work-life balance after the CEO of the popular brand Skims said it's your problem and not your employer's. Rhiannon Alley is back with that story and the reaction. Good morning again, Rhiannon.
Good morning to you, Robin. Many of us want to spend more time with our family and friends, but we also want to continue growing at work. Well, one CEO says there's one place you should never talk about work-life balance, and her comments are getting some pretty strong reactions. This morning, new comments on work-life balance from the founding partner of Skims and CEO of Good American, Emma Greed, is facing scrutiny.
Work-life balance is your problem. Like, that's yours to figure out.
Greed appearing on the Diary of a CEO podcast Monday, telling host Stephen Bartlett she considers this a red flag in a job interview.
So can you talk to me about work-life balance in this organization? Sorry, babe. I'm leaving. So when somebody talks to me about their work-life balance in an interview process, I'm like, something is wrong with you.
The 42-year-old mother of four described the expectations she has for her employees.
I don't think the expectation is that anyone is going to have to work 7 days a week in order to get, to have an average job. If you want to be one of those people that's like, at the top of the organization, the chances are you might have to work a little bit more.
But juggling work ambitions and personal life isn't easy, especially for working moms. According to a Pew Research Center survey, nearly 60% of millennial mothers say being a working mom makes it harder for them to get ahead at work, compared to about 20% of working millennial fathers. Greed's remarks sparking backlash with comments like a CEO saying stuff like that is a red flag to not buy their items. And I can't support this type of leadership. It's so outdated. Considering the extremely competitive job market, some experts say it is best to avoid this topic in an interview.
Employers have the power, so you need to make sure that you're focused on their needs and less of your own needs. Once you start talking about work-life balance, then you're putting the onus on them when you need to present yourself as the best candidate as possible, trying to solve their problems.
So our expert did say that young people especially are looking for more personal time. That's one of the reasons Greed's comments are so controversial. But he does say too much work can lead to burnout, and that can eventually make workers less productive and want to quit. How are you guys feeling over there?
It's how it was presented. Yep. How the gentleman said it at the end was the same way as she said it, but how he said it was just more of a way that you can accept it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and understand it.
Understood.
Yeah. Thank you, Rhiannon. We're going to turn now to a GMA Health Alert. May is Stroke Awareness Month, and while most people think of strokes as something that affects older adults, the latest numbers show a troubling rise among young people. Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Tara Narula is here to explain all this. Good morning, Dr. Narula.
Good morning, George. That's right. Doctors are seeing more strokes in patients under 45, and the reasons may surprise you. You're about to hear from two young women, both in their early 20s, who never thought it could happen to them. Here's their story.
This morning, the number of young people experiencing strokes is on the rise.
You hear about it, but you just never think this is going to happen to me.
Last April, at just 23 years old, Ann Folk was folding laundry at home when she felt half of her body go numb.
Half of my body was totally immobilized on the left side, and on my right side, it felt like as if I was having a seizure that was uncontrollable. And then I also had a very severe migraine in my head as well.
After a friend called 911, she was rushed to Endeavor Health Northwest Community Hospital in Chicago, where doctors confirmed she was suffering from a stroke from a blood clot on the right side of her brain. For Aubrey Hasley, she was just 22 when she too had a stroke last June.
I had really loud ringing in my ears for a couple of seconds.
And I guess it kind of freaked me out because my balance was so off and I was just falling over anytime I tried to stand up.
Aubrey receiving care at the same hospital. Doctors performing a thrombectomy to remove a clot. While most strokes still affect older adults, the latest CDC data shows a sharp increase in stroke-related hospitalizations for people under 45. One recent report indicating a nearly 15% rise over the past decade.
The same risk factors that you see in elderly, you also see it now in youngers, like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, more stress on the patient, long working hours. So we think this could probably contribute to the rise in stroke in younger patients.
Because of Ann and Aubrey's quick action, they are both now in recovery and doing well.
Just be aware that it could happen to anyone of any age, to definitely look out for those signs.
The bottom line here, strokes can happen at any age. If you or someone around you is experiencing sudden numbness or having trouble speaking or difficulty walking, call 911 immediately. The faster you act, the better the outcome. Guys.
Boy, that was really eye-opening. Thanks very much. How about some pop news?
All right, George, let's do it. We're going to begin with the history-making news from our parent company, Disney. They have announced they're building their first ever theme park and resort in the Middle East. And last night, 7,000 drones took to the sky to commemorate the occasion. 7,000, guys, the most ever staged in the region, all set across the incredible backdrop of Yas Island. This is pianist Lang Lang performing. Hopefully you'll see there you go. Celebrities including Tyrese Gibson, Naomi Campbell on hand to celebrate the new project. Landmarks across the UAE were lit up and an incredible light show marked the milestone moment, which is set to blend Disney's legendary storytelling with Abu Dhabi's vibrant culture. This will be Disney's 7th park resort worldwide. We cannot wait for it to open.
Yeah, we should do the show from there when it's done.
Oh, I like it, Michael.
Have y'all been?
Never.
It's
I'm
gorgeous.
dying to go.
It's
So.
beautiful. We went there for Special Olympics. They had the World Games there some years ago.
I remember that. Yeah, so exciting. Also, this morning, it is only May, but the Golden Globes is making news. We teased it earlier, announcing that they've added a new category for their January 2026 ceremony. An award for Best Podcast. The new category honors podcasts that made a significant impact over the previous year and is aimed at celebrating creativity and influence of creators worldwide. The Golden Globes president sharing that the organization is excited to recognize this new form of storytelling, especially with the profound impact that podcasting has made in the world of entertainment. The Golden Globes takes place, of course, in January of next year. So that's exciting.
Great. Yeah. Wonderful.
Allie, maybe.
See, yeah.
All right, just saying, throwing it out there. Finally, our friend Quinta Brunson getting love in the city of brotherly love. The Abbott Elementary star and creator will be given the keys to her hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mayor Sherelle Parker will present Brunson with the honor at the Andrew Hamilton School, where Quinta went to elementary school. She'll also dedicate a new mural there that she helped design. It's called Blooming Futures. The mayor said the choice of Quinta was very simple, adding that as young people in Philadelphia look for role models, may they find inspiration in dream chasers and change makers like Quinta Brunson.
Well said.
Yeah, absolutely. Good for her. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All week long, we've been celebrating Mother's Day, and Tori Johnson is back this morning for a special Deals and Steals, bringing some amazing business owners who are also moms. Welcome, everybody. And Tori, let's get going.
I am so excited about this one because Brooke has created the ultimate at-home tailor. You're not going to believe how easy this is.
That's right. Forget the needle and thread and fix it faster with a stitchy. If you've got a bra strap that is showing, you can use a stitch. I bet it does, Michael. Pop a stitch in there, it'll stay in place all day long. You can instantly hem your jeans. If you've got a V that's too low on your neck, maybe a strap that's too long, you can fix it with a stitchy. If you can use a stapler, I say you can use a stitchy.
Michael has a clothing line, so he's into all of this.
Michael, here, take mine.
He knows.
Okay.
Yeah, TSA friendly too. The entire kit has everything you need, and it's 50% off today. Very exciting. All right, healthier, stronger looking hair created out of necessity for you, your partner, your 9 million social media followers. 12 million products have been sold.
And this is all my own hair. So we're all about helping women achieve thicker, fuller, stronger, healthier hair. And our latest innovation is our peptide-infused dry shampoo that goes beyond just cleaning your hair. So yes, it's going to instantly absorb oil, dirt, sweat, and odor. But what it's also doing that's very different from other dry shampoos is that it's soothing and nourishing your scalp
to promote a healthier scalp and grow thicker, stronger hair. So every time you're using it, you're not only cleaning your hair, you're literally helping it grow thicker and stronger too.
I mean,
you said it's your hair. I'm looking, whoa.
It's all my own hair, no extensions, thanks to Hair Demand.
Phenomenal. I know it is a fan favorite of our shoppers too, because everyone's been asking me, when are we bringing it? Today's your day, guys. All 50% off starting at $10.
I might use that and end up with an afro by the end of the show.
There you go. But first up, Michael, we're going to have you taste some unbelievable olive oil. Ultra delicious, ultra good for us too.
Yes, Tori, this is truly some of the best olive oil in the world. So it all comes from southern Greece. We harvest early to preserve the natural antioxidants which fight inflammation.
That's the taster.
Yeah,
no,
that's the taster.
I actually have this at home.
Amazing, love to hear it. This white bottle is for dipping and drizzling. The blue is for cooking and baking. And yes, you absolutely can and should cook with extra virgin olive oil. The olives that Costa Rica makes are also very special. So our olives are cured naturally, they're organic, they're high probiotic and gut friendly, and we dry pack them and they're pitted so you can snack directly from the jar.
And we have been snacking all morning with these. This set's gorgeous. Yeah, it's
I'm snacking now.
Yeah, snacking now. But you know the brand already because you know your olive oils.
Love to hear that.
All 50% off starting at $27.50. Really, really awesome. Something else that's awesome in the kitchen. Great Jones makes the kitchen your happy place.
Yes, at Great Jones we make colorful, non-toxic, easy to clean cookware. Thank you. My personal favorite is our cast iron Dutch Baby. Great for cooking for 2 to 4 people. I use it pretty much every single day. It's non-toxic, easy to clean, and
kind of checks all the boxes.
Exactly.
Checks all the boxes. Plus, it's beautiful. Looks really good in the kitchen.
Solid.
I'm a personal fan of the 3 nesting bowls, the stacking bowls, which is great for anything from batter salads or like we like to say our little personal popcorn dish as well. You guys brought us the entire assortment of bestsellers. All 50% off. Starts at $35. We love it.
Something for everybody. Every level of cooking. You got it all covered.
Exactly. All right, we're moving over into beauty. Because Nurse Jamie, Kate Hudson, Kyle Richards, Jessica Alba, you've got a packed schedule of patients you see in Los Angeles.
Yes, I created the pillow. This is about fighting wrinkles while you sleep. I don't think a lot of people realize your head is very heavy. It's the weight of a bowling ball. So the smaller U shape is designed to cradle, not crush that delicate facial skin. It's more than just a pillowcase, so fight wrinkles while you sleep.
Yeah, exactly. You told me if we use this, you need less Botox and fillers.
Yeah, I always have to do more filler and Botox on people on their sleeping side, just like I have to do more pigment laser on their driving side. I do. Yeah, your head doesn't
feels good.
Yeah, it's more than just a pillowcase.
Okay.
You don't think
and you got another
not an 8-pound bowling ball. Some guys are here like a 20-pound bowling ball.
Yeah, it's true. Your head is very heavy. So this is the triangle. It's beauty from every angle. So let me try it on you. Do you mind? All right. So you can do in and around the eye area. You can snatch the jawline. You can firm. Yeah, it's sonic technology. Love this tool. I'm obsessed.
And you also brought us an entire line of all of the topicals and treatments. We're big fans, especially of the peels, the tools, the peels, all of it. You've hooked us up. Everything's 50% off. Starts today at $9. So you you guys can get all the stuff that all of Nurse Jamie's celebrity patients get.
50% off.
Okay, finally, I'm excited about this because Anna's really all about making home safety accessible and easy for everyone.
So this is Flip Lock. It's the easy to use safety device. You flip it, it drops, it locks. It holds over 1,600 pounds of force. That's 10 times stronger than a deadbolt. And it can turn any room into a safe room in under a second.
And you talked to me about, as a mom, if you're home alone, you put this on the bedroom door.
You can put it on your front door, your back door, your bedroom door. You can put it in your kids when they move. Anytime anybody's in an apartment or somewhere, somebody has a key. So you definitely have that extra layer of security.
I lock my bedroom door. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. I'm all about security.
It's all about security.
I don't want to wake up and somebody looking like, hey.
That's right. That's exactly right. Or your kids move out. We had our kids move out. I started this with school safety initially on my other company. But when our kids started moving out, I was like, oh my gosh, my daughter's in a place and she needs to be able to make sure she can go to sleep. nobody wakes up on top of her, like you said.
Well, I got twins in college. They're getting this. That's on their wish list.
Good day to get the flip-flop because it's 50% off, $20 to $40 depending on the option you choose.
You know what? Thank you. Thank you, moms.
Thank you.
Happy
Amazing.
Mother's Day. Thank you so much. I mean, incredible deals, everybody.
Thank you.
And we partner with all of these companies on these great deals. Get them on our website. And coming up, how you can get great looks from Abbott Elementary for less. We'll be right back with more GMA.
Welcome back to GMA, live from
We're
Times
here to
Square.
celebrate National Small Business Week, and we're saying
good morning,
Back here on GMA, coming up, we're going to hear how the owners of a Seattle bakery reacted to a really big Times Square surprise, all for National Small Business Week. But right now, it is time to shop this show. We're celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week with some A-plus looks inspired by ABC's hit sitcom Abbott Elementary. GMA lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamato is here to help us recreate some of Abbott's looks for less. And you can shop all of the products by scanning that QR code right there on your screen. I love this show.
Me too.
I mean,
it's
and
the best.
fashion is and what is it? Hatchie Mendez-Smith.
Hatchie Mendez-Smith she's the costume designer.
And you talked to her.
We got the scoop,
okay.
Robin.
And what did she say?
And she told us that these looks really resonate because they're the perfect mix of accessibility and aspirational as well. She knows that teachers have real budgets, but she wanted to make sure that they're injecting some of that individuality and that personal flair in each and every look. And I think she nails it every week.
I know. I have really seen that. Okay, so we have some really great teachers from Bright Horizons from New York City that are going to be joining us. Let's start with the queen here.
The queen herself.
Bronson. Okay,
yes.
Tell us about her look right here.
Okay, so in this look, when we spoke to Hatchie, she said they always want to give Quinta, her character Janine, something that's cheerful, slightly offbeat. So she's in an Anthropologie Toby button front shirt dress. Now, a shirt dress is very traditional, but in this pattern, and it has pleats and it's very swingy, it's just slightly offbeat. It's energetic, it's cheerful, just like Quinta's character. Exactly, Janine, exactly.
Right. Okay, we're going to bring out a teacher. Her name is Miss Emily. She loves teaching because watching her kids grow and learn has been so fulfilling for her. Look at her.
Here she is. We love Miss Emily.
Hey, Miss Emily.
Okay, so what we did, we actually got that exact same dress from Anthropologie. It is a bestseller from them. And one of the reasons is that silhouette is going to look good on everybody. We're going to have to get one for ourselves, Robin, because it's such a great dress. It comes in tons of patterns and colors, nips in at the waist, and then it has those pleats. She's obviously in a spring-focused color. We gave her some fun flats. Those are from H&M, super trendy and under $40. And then we gave her this bag, which everybody was shocked is under $17 from Amazon. So it's a nice little carry-all. So she's got everything in there, and she's really tapping into that energy and that cheerful playfulness that Janine has herself.
Miss Emily, thank you so much. You've been here bright and early. I saw you bright and early. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, Janine, who plays
Ava. We're going to Ava next.
Okay.
Yes. I know, there she is.
There.
Oh, she kills me. She's so funny, yes. So her character, Hatchie told me, is the resident fashion diva. She's bold, she's confident, she's dramatic, right? And she needs something that she's the principal, she needs something she can work in, but also work it in, right? Like she's always trying to work it. So this is a Zara jumpsuit. It just gives her that elevation, and you know, we really like this look. So we're gonna have to recreate it.
Janelle James is a terrific actress as
she's
well.
Brilliant.
All right, so the teacher that we have is Miss Pia. Hugs and smiles from the kids inspire her to keep teaching.
Here comes Miss Pia. So
hey, Miss Pia.
we recreated this look with a jumpsuit from Mango that we found at Nordstrom. It's in that same style silhouette, that jumpsuit, right? But we wanted to make sure it was in a really breathable fabric, so it's in a linen cotton blend. She can move in it, she can get down, talk to those kids in her Choose program, right, Pia?
Yes.
And then we also gave her a gold lariat necklace from Nordstrom. Janelle James is very bold in the show.
Right.
We went a little more subtle, and then we wanted her to be able to take this look into the weekend, from work to weekend. So we gave her these open edit pumps from Nordstrom. We think she looks fabulous, and everything's super affordable.
Okay, you look great. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, Barbara Howard.
Oh my
her
gosh.
character is something else, and her style is always very classic, especially the pearls and everything.
Grace and tradition. Hatchie told us that for her, it's all about layering a cardigan with a blouse, and we can't forget about her signature pearls.
No.
Always makes her look like a lady.
All right.
So we've got to recreate the look, right?
We got to do it. So let's bring out Miss Hillary.
Come on out, Miss Hillary.
She always had a passion to teach since she was a young girl. Passion since she was a young girl.
That's right. And so what we did here is we have the same Ann Taylor cardigan. We modernized it with these old navy jeans, and then we couldn't forget about her signature pearls, and we did that crossbody under $10 from Amazon.
Okay, that looks great. And you're wearing one as well.
I am. This is from Amazon. I was doing the Melissa Chimenti. Yes. So we got that there. This is under $50, but I think. Do we want to bring all the girls back
teachers,
out?
come on out. Miss Pia, Miss Emily, all the teachers, come back out.
Here they are.
Oh, beautiful.
Don't they look great? And Robin, we have a special little surprise for them.
Okay, this is for you. All right.
All right, so ladies, not only do you get to keep the outfits, you also get a $200 gift card to Nordstrom. We appreciate you, teachers. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you. Just what she said. Thank you for each and every one of you and all of your teachers for what you do. How do you feel right now? Looking good?
Amazing.
You can do it. I appreciate that, but from the heart. Thank you.
Thank you. As you know, GMA is celebrating 50 years on the air this year. It's also the 50th anniversary of something known as Operation Baby Lift. Just before the fall of Vietnam in 1975, thousands of orphans were evacuated and adopted across the globe. One of those stories particularly close to us.
Has anyone heard of an origin story before?
My name is Amy Mai Hope Tierney.
I was one of the orphans airlifted out of Vietnam in an event called Operation Baby Lift.
Almost a lifetime ago, I was a producer with Good Morning America.
These 2,000 Vietnamese orphans are all in the process of being adopted by American families.
What President Ford decided was that through USAID, he was going to put money aside to transport the orphans out of Vietnam to the United States, and I was adopted by the Hope family of Northvale, New Jersey.
Welcome on board your Pan American flight to South Vietnam.
The Pan Am Museum is sponsoring an event marking the 50th anniversary of Operation Baby Lift. I'm really looking forward to connecting with fellow Operation Baby Lift adoptees.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Sister Kateri, who ran the orphanage, quoted to us and said, "Life is more a mystery to be reverenced than a problem to be solved." And I keep that close to my heart. That really speaks to me about how I think about my identity.
Oh, fascinating and lovely piece there. You can see more of Amy's story and others on a special edition of 2020 Operation Baby Lift, the 50-year journey. That airs tonight at 8:30 on ABC News live streams the next day on Hulu.
I remember when she was here, but I didn't know her backstory.
I did not, and I'm so glad we're shedding light.
Yeah.
Right now, we want to treat you to the story of a sweet, family-owned bakery. It's for National Small Business Week, and this segment is sponsored by Chase for Business, which has cooked up something very special for the owners of Bell's Cookies. Take a look.
Belle, we got a big one. Come here.
At Bell's Cookies, this is the sound of sweet success. The Seattle-based bakery dishing out a variety of sentimental cookie flavors.
Delicious.
With a gourmet twist, of course.
We focus on something in the cookie being nostalgic. So we're talking about bringing joy and bringing smile, and a part of that is, do you have a happy memory? What can we add in there that's familiar to people, but they wouldn't normally expect in a cookie?
For owners Brooke and Tomas Perez, much like cooking, Bell's is a labor of love, named in honor of their first child, Isabella. Bell's was created to be a sprinkle of light in the dark times of the pandemic.
We started a catering company in 2017 and had that for a while until the pandemic happened, when catering was non-existent.
The phone didn't stop ringing from our clients
for that summer saying, hey, I need my deposit back.
It was a tough time for so many, but the power of connection was the secret ingredient in their cookies.
We all wanted to send something to our loved one, not only a text, but like, hey, I'm thinking about you. And there's no way to come and give a hug. So cookies, I call them the soldiers of the dessert category.
Bell's is supporting communities nationwide and also abroad with a location in Spain. It's a dream made possible with the support of our sponsor, Chase for Business.
As the CEO, having the Chase mobile app in my hands anywhere I'm in the world, I know that my business can still run with no inconvenience. And a big thing for us as business owners is knowing that we can go to virtually any branch within our community and they treat you like a true customer. It's not just a one number.
Bye.
Now, Chase for Business is shining a light on companies creating meaningful impact in their communities with a new campaign called Small Biz, Big Thanks. And in the crossroads of America, Bell's Cookies is getting the surprise of a lifetime, their very own spot on a Times Square billboard.
Wow.
I'm still shaking. It's surreal.
And we're so happy to have Brooke and Thomas Perez of Bell's Cookies with us. A Times Square billboard.
Yes.
Your reaction was priceless. What does that mean, though, to a small business to get that kind of exposure?
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. We are thrilled to be on Good Morning America and have a billboard. It's gonna bring more exposure to the business and we'll be able to spread more joy through cookies.
And they sure do. They're delicious, by the way. Congratulations, so well deserved. We do want to bring in the CEO for Chase for Business, Ben Walter. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks for choosing this company. Talk to me a little bit about why helping small businesses like Bell's Cookies is so important to you all at Chase.
We're so proud to support Bell's and 7 million small businesses across the country. Small businesses are not only the fabric of communities, but they drive our economy.
Yeah.
Almost half of GDP, and most importantly, 2 out of every 3 new private sector jobs created by small businesses like Bell's.
It's really
So if you
important.
want good jobs for your kids, support small businesses.
Yep, shop local, right? These
That's right.
small businesses make a huge difference in our communities and fill our bellies very nicely with these. We've all been enjoying them, by the way. But not every business is going to get a Times Square billboard.
No,
You know?
we're thrilled we can, but what we do see with small businesses is we see them adopting AI really fast. Content is king today, and they're using AI to create better, faster, cheaper content and get it out to their customers.
Okay, that's great advice for everybody, because if you're not going to be on a billboard, you do want to get your message out there. How do you do it? And you guys help with that. And you guys have done something really special for us. You've created a GMA cookie, inspired cookie. It's called the Good Morning Bell's cookie. Tell us a little bit about what's in that.
Yeah, we had so much fun creating this cookie, special for GMA.
Yeah.
The fact that it has bacon, maple syrup, it represents like a classic American.
Thumbs up,
breakfast.
studio. Well fed, very, very happy. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a pancake, maple syrup, and you guys can all get them today only. The Good Morning Bell's cookie is available today only. Just scan the QR code on the screen to find out how to order it. Plus, you'll find out more about how Chase for Business is helping small businesses all over America. Thank you so much for what you do. And coming up, Chef Judy Ju is sharing delicious Korean dishes that you can make in less than 30 minutes. It smells so good in the studio. We are well fed today. We are shining bright this morning and eating well for AANHPI Heritage Month. Chef, restaurateur, cookbook author Judy Ju is with us. We're so happy that you're here because it smells so darn good in here. She's got Korean dishes that you can make at home in less than 30 minutes. They're all from her brand new cookbook. It's called K-Quick, and we're starting with one of my personal favorites. I love crispy cauliflower. I order it all the time, and you are giving us a way to make it at home.
Yes, so this is crispy fried cauliflower.
Yes,
it's a
please.
tongue twister.
Yes.
And we call it Korean fried cauliflower. It's another type of KFC.
Exactly. Let's go.
Exactly. And this is super easy because you can buy those freezer bags now that you can steam in.
Yeah.
So you can buy that and just steam it in the microwave, and then you're half there.
You're halfway there.
Halfway there.
And I noticed
yes.
something in the commercial break. I was like, Judy, why do you have your cauliflower in the ice?
To stop the cooking, because you don't want mushy cauliflower.
No, that is critical. That's such a good little hack.
It's good. Yeah, it's a great hack. So you definitely want your cauliflower to have a little bit of a bite. So
Yeah.
this is how you stop that. So you can microwave it, you can steam it, you can boil it, however you want to cook
But
your
just
cauliflower.
don't overdo it.
Don't overcook it, because then it's just mushy, and then that's not fun.
Okay.
Then we're just going to dust it in some you know,
Do you have
cornstarch.
I was going to say, do you have a preference on flour or
I like
cornstarch?
cornstarch,
Okay.
you know, because I like to use things without too much gluten, but you need a little bit of gluten for the structure.
Okay.
So a little bit of cornstarch, you can use potato starch too, and also a little bit of a leavener in the baking, in the batter mix. So there's leavener in here, so I'm using baking powder as well as cornstarch here, and then I've got onion and garlic powder. We're going to just dust it off. You don't want too much, and then we're going to dip it into this batter. So
Okay.
this is related to tempura. So this is like a little bit of a wet batter, which keeps it extra crispy.
And it really is easy. Trust
easy.
me, and we're going to have the recipe for you.
Super
You definitely
easy.
do want to try this. Then you've got some oil. Do you have a preference?
You can use whatever you want. I like vegetable oil.
Yeah,
you know,
me
people
too.
love peanut oil because it gets it extra crispy.
Yep.
There's some allergens there, but people say it doesn't affect them.
Just make sure you don't have them.
Exactly.
You
want to
that.
make sure that your water is also cold, because the colder your water is, it seals it and makes it extra crispy also.
So that same ice water that we were talking about before, or are we going to use that again?
Yeah, ice baby.
Okay.
Ice baby. Okay.
Is this the way you guys cook it at your restaurant, Solberg?
It is.
Okay.
It
so
is,
we're really
yeah.
getting the
It's
real deal.
Simplified.
Okay.
Simplified.
I love your
Solberg, we
restaurant,
get.
by the way.
Oh, thank you. We get a little bit more nerdy, a little bit more food engineering involved, but
we're
it's
doing
pretty
this in
much the
30
same
minutes
thing.
or less, and it's a whole meal. So you've got your crispy cauliflower going.
Yeah, that goes.
How long does that?
Just until it's golden brown.
Okay.
You know, so it's cooked already. So you're just looking for like visual cues.
Yeah.
I've got about like 350 Fahrenheit.
And I was going to tell, I don't know if you can see in our boiling pot, but there's about 2 inches of oil in there, so you don't need a ton.
Yeah, just a shallow fry.
Okay.
Nice and easy. People get afraid of deep frying at home, but actually
Can I taste?
It's okay. You can taste.
Okay,
You
so
can taste,
this
yeah.
is the end result. And do you make the sauce? Or
Yes,
is
any
it-
sauce you want to. I serve it with a gochujang mayonnaise. Gochujang is Korean fermented chili
Oh my
paste.
gosh, it's
Bit
Korean,
of
but
mayo on the
perfect.
side. If you want to keep it vegan, you don't have to have mayonnaise. Your favorite hot sauce.
No,
It's
just
great.
like that, America.
So good.
All right,
So
now let's
good.
get on to your beef.
Yes, we went from veggies and now we're on to meat.
Let's go to the meat.
For the meat eaters, right?
And this dish is a classic.
Classic.
Tell us what it's called.
So it's called bulgogi, which translates to fire meat. It's one of Korea's most loved barbecue dishes.
Beef bulgogi.
Beef bulgogi, and we're going to put pears in. So these
Yeah.
are Asian pears. If you got regular pears, that's absolutely fine. Some soy sauce, right?
Yeah.
And then we've got some sake and also some mirin, some sesame oil, garlic and ginger, all of the great, Korean aromatics.
We're going to give you that recipe. I just want to let people know before we go.
Yeah.
You're cooking this on a stovetop situation, a griddle.
Yes.
If we don't have one of these.
Frying pan.
Okay.
Frying pan. And I like to use a griddle because you want all of those sauces and marinades to be all over the rice right after.
You've got some onions in there.
Onions, it's so good.
And it's got like a pear spicy, like sweet and spicy situation
salty,
going.
and you get all that great caramelization.
Yeah,
and you
it's
can try
awesome.
it. You serve it with rice, get all those juices on top of the rice. A little bit of kimchi,
All
Korea's
right.
superfood.
All right, thank you
garnish
so
with
much,
everything.
Judy Jew. We're going to
Perfect.
check out your cookbook. It's called K Quick, everybody. Soulbird is her restaurant, and these recipes are there for you. Just go to our website, goodmorningamerica.com, and Judy's coming back to our third hour of GMA to make a delicious dessert. We're going to eat.
Well, that was a jam-packed Thursday, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Have a great day, everyone.
Yeah, please do.